Alright, well, hello everybody, it's Mangaka here. Fun little story. I was recording this gameplay, and I was about to finish up, like, the first sequence of fights, when I realized that for whatever reason, OBS, unmarked all of my audio settings, so I was not recording any of the game audio, I was not recording any of my microphone commentary, either. So I am literally starting this playthrough over today. So, fun little fact there. This is Chapter 4, the Master Ninja mode walkthrough for Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. As of patch like 1.0, 1.06, something like that, apparently there is a balance patch coming out for this game in the middle of February, which there's a lot of speculation what that could mean. They could be changing the game balance so that there's a lot more enemies, but they're squishier, right? That make it play more like the original Ninja Gaiden 2. I don't know if they'll buff weapons, nerf weapons, change nimpos, or they're just going to change the enemies or add new modes. If any of those changes sort of debunk any of the information in this guide, I am going to just play through the game again and remake the guide, because why not? Behold. Either way, let's get started here with just some simple bat farming. Because even using an ultimate technique like this to kill bats does increase our essence made quite considerably. So, as you can see, killing them with the ultimate technique gives us like 200 essence. So that's kind of neat. So we are going to try and farm bats for essence. This is just maximizing all of our Nimpo gain. Not Nimpo, essence gain. Okay, we'll hit those guys. 1, 2. Jesus Christ, they almost killed me. Imagine. These last couple I'm just going to swing, try and spawn some blue essence, because we do have a long series of fights ahead of us. My other farming attempt went a lot more lovely than that, but I think I can make this work. This will be a big flex if I can. Once you get, oh, it's one more dash. Oh, right about this part, then these guys will spawn. I'm going to use the Vigoring Flail for this fight, just to show off like the ultimate technique. The very end of it is quite powerful because it has guaranteed delimbing strikes, but the early parts of it kind of only delimbs at the enemy's like very low on HP. So that's just something to keep in mind. I'm going to start with the Falcon Talons. We got the Art of the Inferno. There is a Nimpo chest up ahead. You can get a 3-for-1 kill there with your Nimpo. I am going to absorb that blue essence because it's going to be quite a bit. And let's switch over to the staff. I absorbed all the essence somehow. That's fine. And there we go. Quick early death, of course. When I'm having the bugged audio and stuff, I get through a playthrough that's a little bit tight, but now that we're actually having a playthrough, that is going to be a playthrough I can post. This stuff starts to happen. But I think the bat fight should be a little better farming for me. We did accidentally absorb one of the essences there. It's fine. I'd rather just kill that bat normally and stop risking stuff. Those bats stuck. The AI in this game, bro. High key, like I do hope they buff the AI, because as you'll see in one of the fights early on in this level, the AI can kind of get stuck on being stupid. Anyways, if you farm those bats with ultimate techniques, you get 1,000 essence for it. I'd argue it's worth it. Once you get one more jump down here, then 3 of these ninjas will spawn. And the Vigoring Flails have a very fun level 2 ultimate technique, where if you mash out triangle, you'll get more attacks. I didn't get him there for some reason, which is frustrating. That is one element. I feel like the weapons are a bit inconsistent. Maybe I just have to mash faster. But that attack right there, it can do a lot for you. Come closer. Thank you, sir. I'm going to mash even harder. There we go. Now, this looks like when Ryu kind of spins them around like this, it looks like it's doing like guaranteed delim attacks, but they're not. The only real guaranteed delims are at the very end of the ultimate technique. So that is like a little frustrating. Okay, put on the Falcon Talons. We have a Nimpo chest coming up right after this fight, so actually I'm going to target these archers. And you can get a 3-for-2 deal here because one of them is standing right next to the other guy. Jesus, they're really just chilling for me. Love you guys. Oh. Falcon Talon's ultimate going to waste. Hate to feel it, hate to see it. That guy died. Yeah, not really. With this approach, I would recommend after you drop the Nimpo, probably switch weapons to a weapon that has like a better ultimate technique for us to start getting higher value kills. I'm gonna, Izuna drop this guy. Out of the way. I can get a level 2. That guy died. And we're gonna still beat up on the dead guy. Totally cool. This fight's pretty straightforward. You shouldn't struggle too much with it. For the next fight, I'm gonna demonstrate like what I was talking about, the Vergorian flails. Like against like the dual sword ninjas. It's a very effective one, but against like these incendiary ninjas, they're just tankier in general. I think once you dash past that light, they spawn, so you can get an on-landing UT charge. They're pretty docile. Watch, this guy's gonna take a lot of abuse. I gotta mash heavy even harder. At the very end there, I finally got the limbs on him. So this guy will wrap up very quickly with an OT. I don't want to mess with anything. And let's go ahead and show off like the Art of the Windblades Nimpo here, because this is a long stretch of fights that we have to go through. And we're fighting some of the large demons here. The large fiends, excuse me. Once the music starts, if you start charging right here, you'll hear one guy growl at you as he jumps, but you're always safe. It's the second one in front of you that jumps forward. That's always going to actually try and do something to you. I'm going to pop a Windblades here. Level 1, it's an alright Nimpo. It's strong because it like basically guarantees a delim. Outside of that though, it's not too impressive just because it's like basically single targeting. But once we upgrade it, it becomes more of a true and proper AoE. And let's talk more about the AI here. As you can see, the fiend on our right is kind of stuck and doesn't know how to climb up. I'll break his arm. He's going to finally run up. Get this UT off. But we're not done yet. Some other fiends are going to spawn. That guy's going to... Both of them. This is unbelievable. Yeah, once you kind of get to a spot where they go, that's where I can move, it gets very scary. But this is also terrifying for me because I'm legit in like one-shot range for my HP. So we're going to spend another Nimpo. Make sure to just get the OT right here. We got the Nimpo. We might as well use it. I'm going to aggro this guy up here first. Is what I would say. Let me spin. Maybe I can catch him. I'm just going to wail on him. Like, I really don't want to mess around with this fight just because there's a lot of fights to go through here. If you're more patient, you can try to farm this fight perfectly, but it is a very stressful fight. Even like shooting with an arrow doesn't do much, but there you go, right? Like you can just get a level 1 UT right there. And once you hear like the music die down and the gate open, then you know you're done. So can be a little tricky. Just be careful with your techniques and stuff. You can go balls to the wall with Nimpo to get yourself through these fights. Right? And I mean, I'm at 13,000 essence, so I'm not sweating like at all pretty much about this. So feels good, man. Now, we do have a save point up ahead. I am going to use it because I really don't want to gamble on the next fight because I don't want to repeat all of this stuff. And we got plenty of items around here to do plenty of manipulation. So jump up here, get a level 1, spin off. Enemies are clumped up incredibly close. There is a mage for us to deal with. Again, this is a very tough fight if you don't manage your essence and your kills correctly. So I am just... Oh god, right? See? I want to get the UT spam going through, and I got sniped. And imagine repeating that whole start of the level again. So don't mess around, just take that first save point. I would say this fight is one that's worth going over a few times. Trying to get it all correct. And I'm trying to target the mages as much as I can. Get an OT, we were able to absorb one of those essences. Get close enough to him. Level 2 guarantees a kill. We got a lot of delim guys, which is a little scary, not gonna lie. Like all these guys, actually. Jesus. Here we go. Level 2. Feel good about this. Might be able to sneak in a second kill. But evidently we did not. Create some space. Away from our delimbed incendiary shuriken guy, so he's slower. I'm trying to run in to get the OT on him. He's not having it. Level 1 here. And he's dead. Staff is super effective at this fight. I highly recommend you just sort of play through it. There are some chests down here. I think one of them is Alive as the Gods. One is an herb. If I remember right, it goes Herb of Spiritual Life here. And then there is Grains of Spiritual Life. And then this is a Devil's Way Mushroom. So you get one of like each basic item. We're going to run over here, pick up the Devil's Way Mushroom first. And you know it's a Devil's Way because we're still getting the item spawn from it. But we didn't actually get health, right? If it was a health item, then we would have gotten some blue nympho instead. Not blue nympho, blue essence. I'm going to see if this guy will give me health. No, he will not. Get the level 2 Falcon Talons off right here. And switch over Vigorian Flails for style. Absorb that essence for the cash money. You can shoot this to break it open. In fact, I would probably recommend that, because I thought these guys would have spawned earlier, but no. Get a level 2 off in here. Mash this heavy. Rio going back and forth. Ideally, right, you shoot the barrel instead, and then you can get both of them clumped up, so then it's just a very simple level 2 ultimate technique kill. Get closer, bro. Come on. That's not close enough. I can't see him. If I told you it wasn't close enough. I just know these things. I just have a sense. There's a save statue up ahead, and we can return to this area. You have to jump right about here. Dogs start spawning. You'll see that first one. And we're not going to mess around with the dogs. We're just going to chain ultimate, staff UTs on them. Get all the iframes, get these kills. I recommend at any point, if you want to go back to that save statue to save, just to make sure you don't have to repeat a fight that goes sour for whatever reason. You're more than welcome to do that. Take advantage of the save points, right? You know, running back for, 20 seconds to avoid having to repeat some fights is more than acceptable. And we're not going for these 2 other chests just yet because we want to get our life back to full so we can properly manipulate them. You could pop an herb. Take the herb essence and just replace it, then get the grains. But I want to really maximize my essence in this mission. Kind of give you the framework for how to do it. And again, we can take advantage of the fact that we can pretty much backtrack through this level. So really optimize our money. I'll switch to the Falcon Talons for kicks and gigs. I think 2 mages spawn right here. So I'm going to quickly drop one with an Azuna drop, arrow combo, stun him with the arrow strike, right? And then we can just get a Falcon Talons UT on him. Guarantee a spawn of like 800 essence, something like that. We want to go down here. We're going to get some of these ninjas to spawn real quick. Once the AI realizes it can walk around a corner. And we'll just tear him to shreds real quick. Get a quick level 2. Another guy spawn. I want to absorb this essence though. It's very important to me. I'll take the OT here. I don't want to mess around. Right? And we're coming over here, namely because actually there is an item in this alleyway that we can use to set up our health as well. To use those health items back there for essence. I always get a little bit lost in this alleyway, but here we go. Okay. It's this part right here. So there's an herb of spiritual life right here. So we can use our herb here, and if you got enough life to actually just regenerate completely with the herb, once you do that, then we can run all the way back down and open up those chests, right? And again, this is going to give us like almost 10,000 essence just doing this manipulation, right? So this one is the herb. We're at 24 and 100. 241. Now we're up 276, so it's like 3.5. And then this is going to be like 5,000, 6,000. Right? So, we're up to like 31,000. Like we actually just gained 10,000 essence doing that. That's half of a level 2 upgrade in Master Ninja mode. That's why I think it's super important to take advantage of how essence and items and chests function in this game. So now that we've done that, we're just gonna dash jump all the way back to where we were before. It'll be pretty smooth criminal stuff. We do want to go back in that alleyway. This is one thing I missed on my first playthrough, and when I played through the level again, I remembered, oh yeah, this is here. so I was able to snatch this item. You go down this way, and you get to this brick wall of the alley. And then once you do that, you can just run here, then jump here. Right up here is a crystal skull for you to pick up if you missed it at some point. Right, and now we're back here. Before we do the next fight, we're actually going to save that health spawn, right? Because we might as well. We got another save statue in the back that we can use. We can save that point for some other items. I'm going to take this guy down, stun him with a bow and arrow. Get the level 2 off on him. So he died. What was this chest item again? I think this is a jewel. No, it's not a jewel of demon seal. The jewel of the demon seal is on a body up ahead. That might be a life of the gods, but I am going to play it a bit safe. We are going to just proceed through the next few fights. And then we're going to come back and use that save statue to manipulate all the chests in this area. Right? This is the jewel of the demon seal. You can do whatever you want with this one. I like to upgrade the Art of the Windblades to level 2 just to make it a lot more effective as an AoE Nimpo. A whole big get off me and start a whole bunch of obliteration technique chaining. We can come here. We're going to have a greater fiend, large fiend run down the alley. I'm going to shoot the little Quetzalcoatl guy. Get a level 2 UT off. Kill here. Should be able to shoot this guy down next. Another fiend spawn. We'll see him jump. Get the next level 2 off. Pretty successful farming here. That's pretty much all there is to that fight. Just the 2 Quetzalcoatl-looking guys and those 2 fiends. Then there's another chest right here. And yeah, at this point, we can go back to that save statue. I'm not actually sure if this is faster or not. I would love to compare it. This feels a little faster, I think, just because of the landing lag from the flying swallow. But yeah, clear that fight. It's pretty easy to do. Then once you do that, you can come down here, get to the save statue, start climbing up. And actually, I think I might have just remembered something. I'm gonna, oh right, I need to go down for this chest first. But there is, I think, another section across the bridge, so I might have just slightly mismanaged things, but I'll figure it out in a second. Oh yeah, no, that's the other red Nimpo chest in the level. So if you have some difficulties, you can pop another red Nimpo. You know, you can just use that for your Nimpo. But actually, I'm now just remembering, and this is something I missed in not only my playthrough earlier today, but my previous playthrough, obviously. There is an area over here for you to jump down, and an item for us to pick up here. And it's our first Talisman of Rebirth. So we can get one as early as now. And kind of start moving and grooving. There is another one in the next level. So actually, I think we just might be able to make full use of this. Because there's one on a body in the next level. So basically, we can kind of use this to cheese some of the fights coming up, I think. Because we do get one that's on the ground, on the body of a dead ninja. So like, we can just use this to kind of power through Alexei, actually. And still get our proper item manipulation. Because Talismans of Rebirth, with the amount of essence that they are worth when they are in chests, there's a lot to pick up. This is just a random item chest, so we don't have to do any manipulation there. Come down here. No chest that way. There is a Muramasa shop for us to play around with and upgrade. But there is also a chest right here, too. That is a Life of the Gods. So not really much in ways of us to manipulate items. We are a little bit of ways away from being able to upgrade a weapon to level 3. But we do get an enemy spawn right here. Bunch of greater fiends. Jump away. Get a level 1. And let the bodies hit the floor. Start the chaining. That was definitely a greedy charge on my part. But again, no chest to manipulate in this area. If you have a difficulty with that fight for some reason, drop some Nimpo, use that red Nimpo chest. Tons of ways for you to manage the resources here. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and jump up. Right? So we're a pretty good spot. Next fight, these fiends are already coming for us. Then release the ultimate technique. I would love to absorb that one just because it was a level 2. And yeah, was able to get away with it. Level 1 here. Get the kill right here. Cool, I was able to get that level 1 off right before that guy had to go aggro, and before we had to think about absorbing the yellow essence, so that's really cool. This is a funny observation I had. Ninjas respect rose-colored signs. Anyhow. Cool, I even missed a few things. Well, noticed a few things that I missed initially, which is good. Before we save here, we're just going to trigger this fight. These guys really shouldn't have any chance of killing us. Especially when you take it slow like that. Don't dash jump. And I think a few more spawn when we're coming this way, back from this point. But either way, now that they're dead, safely, can heal. I think this is an herb or a grains chest. Excuse me. Yep, it is. 37, and now we're up to 41. So that looked like a Grains of Life or Devil's Way Mushroom chest, one of the two. And think about that, like we started off with like 6,000 essence, and before we even got to the first boss fight, we built up like 3.5 to get ourselves a level 3 weapon upgrade, if you so choose. I'm gonna spend it to upgrade a new weapon we're about to get to level 2. Oh, of course I took a hit there, that's just unlucky. We're gonna go into this fight, it's a pretty simple fight. Godomus, just hug the back left leg here. Hold block whenever he makes a move. Be ready to just dash, cancel, reverse win out of the stun he does. And I like to use the Falcon Talons here. Light, heavy, heavy. When the last hit connects, just quite a lot of damage. And you get some iframes too, or at least you're able to dodge a bunch of his attacks. I'm so surprised I'm not hitting him as much as I want to. And the reason why you want to hug around this leg, it just forces him to kind of do these attacks that are very safe for you to deal with. So this method is probably slower because he does take some more damage around his face. But it also just puts us at less risk, right? Up to you how you want to approach the fight. And what weapon you want to use. If there's another weapon combo that you prefer using, you're more than welcome to share it in the comments below. Really, any weapon works. That's just a very safe and viable strategy. I would use the Vigorian flails here. They're not too fancy, unfortunately. We get the kill. Sonya picks us up in a helicopter. We're on Liberty Island, or it's Liberty Island. This fight is a little tricky. We got a bunch of fiends on the ground, fiends in the air. I don't think there's a Nimbo up ahead for us to use. There might be. Actually, I'm pretty sure there is. So you could always cast out a Nimbo here just to guarantee a kill. This fight, I'd probably recommend just try to get through it just because there's quite a few fiends. There's a lot to be on the lookout for. Nice, we hit their flying guy out of the air. Sick and nasty. Do this guy next. Quickly target him with the bow and arrow. And that's all she wrote. Very simple fight, very straightforward. So you shouldn't have too much difficulties, I think, getting through that fight. And then I will go ahead and save in here, just so you don't have to repeat anything. And then this is Enma's Fang. It's a pretty cool weapon. I'll show off the ultimate technique here real quick. I recommend you can get close to these air ninjas with a wall run. It's got an Azuna drop, so that automatically makes it a pretty good weapon. We got one blue essence spawn, and I do want to actually top off my health real quick. Jump out, ninja spawn, and spin to win. Pretty fun ultimate technique. It's just a giant AoE that does a lot of dismemberment. Right. And I'll put that away for right now. I do want to switch to the staff just to take this fight slightly more seriously. There are a couple of archers along some higher areas. Where is... Should be one right here. Barely dodged him. Get this OT off. guy is just always spinning and winning. Dragon Sword UT him. Give him a shout out. Oh, cool. We actually caught a second guy. Spam OT out of that. Just make sure I get the kill. You can spam your bow and arrow. Hit that guy all the way there. Very few ninjas in this area, but, you know, they are troublesome and tricky, as always. No items up here. There is a Devil's Way mushroom. That's what I was thinking of, so you can more than freely use a Nimpo at any given moment. I'll keep on with the Wind Blades for now. Let's go this way. I'm not too unsatisfied with how that fight played out, Aiki. Thank God your aim sucks. Mine's a little better. There we go. Get close enough to that door, the fiend jumps through it, and you can fail to kill him with a level 2 staff UT. Take that guy down. Honestly, that fight went pretty well too. So I'm going to run back and save real quick. 46,000 essence. This is a good spot. In the original Ninja Gaiden 2, this is where you got the incendiary shuriken weapons, which was, you know, a pretty cool weapon overall. So they decided to replace that with Enma's Fang. I do hope that they add a lot of the, like, I hope that they rework the ranged combat in the patch update. You know, just give us some of those old options back, as it were. And we'll see if I can make this push to the next fight, actually. I do have a obligation this evening that will probably cause me to play this in 2 parts. I'll still make it a live commentary, but honestly, we're doing pretty fine. We're 26 minutes in, almost at a level. Jump down here. There are some chests, and again, we're just going to make sure that we get all of our manipulations down. Nothing, I'm pretty sure that's a grains chest. It's a grains or an herb chest. So we want to push our way through, get to the next statue, and use that to manipulate a whole bunch of chests. Start charging at level 2, spin to win, try to make sure we get out of this alleyway, maybe kill more than one greater fiend. 'Twas not the case. And that's why I save, y'all. Gotta make sure that if we die real quick, nothing too bad happens. I'm gonna save the Talisman of Rebirth. Again, I highly recommend that you do use it at some point in this mission because there is another one on the ground in the next one. So, actually, let me go ahead. We'll mark it here for right now. All right, y'all. For y'all, it's just been a second. For me, it's been a few hours. Got to do some commentary for a fighting game event, Paragon Online. So I did a quick save. And we're going to continue back on track. So we have to clear out this area. Pretty sure there's no chest or anything like that down here. And we got ourselves a bit of a climb up. Whoopsie. Let's just, you know, do the wall run correctly. Now, as you might be able to tell, you can't just come back up here, so we are safe to go back and use that statue if we so choose. There is a chest over there. I'm pretty sure it's an item chest. It's either a grains or an herb. We do have a free Grains of Life at the top of this area. So I will probably take advantage of that as we try to fight our way up here. Falling back under this stairway just to rope all of these fiend bastards in. Not really a bad idea. I do want to try to absorb their essence just because this fight, I don't mind trying to milk it a bit more. He absorbed one of the ultimate essences, but not both of them, unfortunately. Just, that's the way it fell, I suppose. Nothing that way to explore. For whatever reason, you have to go up, like, specific sides on this thing, so yippee-ki-yay, I guess. Nothing over here either. And yeah, it alternates very weirdly, but you know, you can always just double check your fishing pathing. And once you get up here, we're going to get some of the Quetzalcoatl's to spawn. I'm sure that's what they call, but that's what they remind me of. Pretty easy, shoot them down. swear there's more than just those 4. But yeah, kill those 4. We can head on in here. I'm going to use the Falcon Talons. Take an arrow to the face. Kill this guy real quick, right? Bada bing, bada boom, he died. There's another chest in here. And you can take this guy out any number of ways. I'm just going to opt for simple and safe. 3 arrows. And he's dead. And then, of course, you can come over here. There is a crystal skull up here for you to grab. So highly recommend that you scoop it if you somehow didn't do that before. I just want to shout that out. And now we're going to go ahead and save. And using the power of that statue, let's go ahead and claim a bunch of items. Right? I believe over here... Yeah, Lives of the Thousand Gods, so we don't really have to worry about manipulating that one. But then there's the chest all the way at the bottom that I am going to run back for. You know, and this is something that is, you know, arguably like just a little bit tedious, but it is, in my opinion, incredibly worth it. Again, just doing all this stuff to give yourself as much money as possible to accelerate your ability to invest into weapons, I think is very important. And who knows what gets added into the balance patch that Team Ninja's going to do, if they're going to give us like more ways to spend essence, right? Like give us ammo again, 47.9, 52.9. So about 5K, so that was a grain chest. All right, so now we're back in here, and before anything else, considering like the long trek we just made, we should go ahead and save. So if something does happen in the next few fights, we don't have to do all of that again. Now we just jump down here, and we take the elevator up the ninja way. Nothing over this way, as you can tell. Once you get to the top of the stairs, the incendiary ninja will spawn. And you can just try and corral them into the stairwell so you can focus them down. Manage to kill both of them with that. The Gorian flails are also effective here. Again, by virtue of their guaranteed delim at the bottom. We come out here. I want to make sure I don't get hit. So I'm going to skirt back inside. Wait for a fireball to pass. Again, I want to make sure I can manipulate this chest as well. That being said, it is just the Lives of the Thousand Gods, or Lives of the Gods. So not much to manipulate there. But I'm always just practicing. And if you ever get hit, if you ever need to do anything here, or, you know, if things get stressful for you and you need to make your way through, there is a Grains of Spiritual Life up here. So, again, feel free to use a Grains at some point. Keep yourself topped off that way. We're at 5,555 Essence, which is insane. Go ahead and upgrade the Endless Fang right here. This run for my Essence has been way better for me compared to my earlier attempt that wasn't recorded. And now we're going into a boss fight. We're taking on Alexei. Alexei, he can be a very punishing boss on Master Ninja mode just because he can have moves that basically delete half of your life bar. So you just have to, you know, play correctly against him. But the nice thing is, because of that Talisman of Rebirth that we picked up, we can just, you know, accept a death effectively and use it to full heal and not mess up our essence economy, because in the next chapter that we play as Ryu, we do get another Talisman of Rebirth that is on a body. So there's no item manipulation to really worry about here. So we can just sort of take a free hit. I will use the Falcon Talons here for Alexei. That attack of his can be a little difficult. You try dodge into it. Always be holding block. Spot dodging against him, or spot just dash dodging. Really effective. Then this is where I really like the Falcon Talons. Light, light, heavy. You'll get used to that timing. This is the attack I was talking about, where he just kind of flying swallows you and kills you. Pretty gruesome. But I'm going to go ahead, Talisman of Rebirth this fight. Be like, nah, I live again, asshole. Hit confirm the stagger. Wait for him to spin. I always recommend dashing towards him because, as you can see, there are edges of the map. And if you dodge backwards, you could get caught by it. He can do a 4-hit combo there that does a lot of damage. So I'd always recommend just being aware of it. Make sure you spot dodge that, or at least block it. Once he's powered up, he does it twice. Oh my lord, really? Look at that. Unbelievable. A pixel away. Almost one-tried it. We'll try again. A pixel in a dream, man. That's crazy. Either way, man, we might be able to see more of his moveset. Gives me more time to talk about him. So he's stopping at 3 pretty consistently. That is a grab attack. Just be on the lookout. Dodge it, right? You can dodge that attack very obviously, but he's not necessarily guaranteed to be punished afterwards. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, he's stopping at the 3s constantly. It might be something where he only does the 4th hit when he hits you for like maximum damage. He's gonna buff up here. As you saw, he does his flying swallow attack like twice. You can dodge that pretty easy. That last hit of this combo does so much damage. Dodge into him. This is pretty safe time to go in. There we go. Second time's the charm. As you can see with the Talisman of Rebirth, he's not too bad. Just be patient. Dodge him. Take your guaranteed punishes. I like the level 3 Talons here. Let me know what weapon you like to fight Alexei with. Anyways, that is Chapter 4. A Captive Goddess. I'm quite happy with how that playthrough went, actually. So I'm going to save over this one, because I think that our particular take is better. And I will see you all in Chapter 5.